The following program is rated TV MA. It contains strong language and violence. It is intended only for mature audiences.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Geek Strong. In today's video, we're going to take a look at 4 Toony Terror figures: Vampira, Vincent Price, Megan, and Tarman from Return of the Living Dead. I want to give a big shout out and a big thank you to Gary's Grails for helping me get that Tarman figure in my collection. Super happy to have it, so thank you, Gary. Absolutely love it. And before we go on, can you please hit that like button and leave a comment? What Toony Terror figure would you like to have next? I was thinking about it, and I think Night of the Demons would be a great Toony Terror. And how about the tall man from Phantasm holding the ball and having like one of the dwarves next to him? I think that'd be super cool. But also in this video, since we're talking about Vincent Price, right? I do have this shrunken head apple sculpture with Vincent Price on the box, because I don't know if you know this, but Vincent Price back in the 70s, I tell you, this guy is definitely a horror icon. I would put him up with Vincent Price up there with Frankenstein and the Wolfman. I mean, when you think of horror from the 70s, and even in Michael Jackson's Thriller, he does the voice, the speaking part in that. So anything horror, Vincent Price was associated with when it came to movies. House of Wax. There was, what was it? The Fly. He was in the movie The Fly. He was also House on Haunted Hill. And he was in a bunch of commercials when it came to anything spooky, even candy. But super cool to have this box, and I will show you that later on in the video. But what do you say? Let's do this!
Screaming really nasty, so.
Here we have Vampira. Vampira is actually a character I recently learned more about. When Toony Terrors announced this figure, I was kind of like, I want to know a little bit more about this character. I know Vampira, kinda. So I did a little bit of research, and she's actually from 1954, and she was a host of a TV show. She had some comedy, kind of remind you of somebody. That's right. So if you check out, there's a documentary out there on her. It's very interesting. I'll leave a link in the description. And I don't know, Elvira might have kind of copied this character. But you be the judge, watch the documentary. But this figure looks super cool. She got a super skinny waist, just like the actress did as you saw at the beginning of this. But her arms just move up and down. And her head moves slightly, so there's not a lot of articulation. She does come with this skull, kind of looks like a Mardi Gras skull maybe. But yeah, overall, it looks fantastic. And here she is with the back of the packaging and some green screen effect. Pretty cool.
What are you doing? Oh shit!
Here we have Megan, and I tell you, I actually liked the movie Megan. I thought it was really good. I love the fact that it's like an android friend gone wrong. Definitely makes you think, doesn't it? Especially with AI and androids. I mean, today you just never know. But the packaging's really cool. We're not going to get too in depth on like what could possibly happen. I mean, we all seen the movie Terminator, so we gotta start being careful, I think, right? But Megan looks good. There's the barcode if you're trying to find Megan at your local Target, because actually it's the only place I've found her so far. But I think she looks good. I love the Scooby-Doo style, the Saturday morning cartoon horror figures. And I do call her a horror figure because the movie was pretty creepy. She does have a peg hole at the bottom of her foot to help her stand. She does have some arm movement. And look at that. She has some waist movement there, so we can get some dancing going on later on in this clip. She does have some wrist movement and a little bit of head movement. So Megan, I think she looks fantastic. And there is the paper cut blade, right? The paper cutter blade. That is pretty creepy. We saw that at the beginning of this clip. I love the back of the packaging. Looks cool, but let's get some music.
Megan? What are you doing?
Darkness falls across the land. The midnight hour is close at hand. Creatures crawl in search of blood.
Here we have Vincent Price, and definitely a horror icon right there. Vincent Price. And look at that. Is that House on Haunted Hill right there in the back? Packaging's really cool, but we're going to get him out of this packaging. We're going to check out the little Easter eggs that come in this. Look at, there's a crow there. There's a skeleton. His signature. Look at that. House on Haunted Hill. Pretty cool. We're going to get him out of the packaging. And he comes with an extra hand. The skull. And a black cat. That's pretty cool. We'll cut him out. They all come with like one plastic tie to keep him in there. But there is Vincent Price. And look at his autograph underneath. There's the barcode. And there is Vincent Price holding a cigarette, which is kind of weird to me because here is a toy figure holding a cigarette, but I guess it is an adult collectible because I can't imagine many kids searching for a Vincent Price doll, but he does have arm movement. He does have some head movement there. Pretty cool. And his hand does come off so you can put on the alternate hand. And this looks like a holding hand, so you can hold this skull, which is different from Vampira's. Comes with that black cat. Black cat looks really good. And look at, he holds the skull pretty good. Not too bad. I like it. Oop. So overall looks good. And let's try some green screen. Look at this. House on Haunted Hill. Pretty cool, huh?
Who's there?
Here we go, Tarman. Yeah, finally get Tarman in my collection. So thank you, Gary. Gary's Grail. So if you're not subscribed to Gary, I'm going to leave a link in the description. So go check out his channel. Definitely a great guy. Definitely has a great YouTube channel. But we're going to get Tarman out of this packaging. And look at that. I love the little Easter eggs in there. There's that half dog and the barrels there. Return of the Living Dead. That is pretty cool. And look at the back of the packaging. And there is the barrels. That's where they came out of. If you've never seen the movie, go check out Return of the Living Dead. Super cool movie. 80s movie. Gotta love it. And Tarman is definitely a great character from that movie. And a creepy. He was pretty spooky. It was kind of a scary movie. I think part 2 was more of a comedy, but part 1 was more of a horror movie. But there is Tarman, and he definitely looks like a Saturday morning Tarman to me. Look at that. I love it. Looks great. The skeleton. Ugh, that is so nasty. But he doesn't have a whole lot of articulation, and none of these figures do, but they do look awesome. And he does come with a stand, and that's definitely going to be helpful because some of these figures don't stand too well, I got to admit. But they do look great, and maybe with a little hot glue, I can hot glue them to the bottom. But look at that. We got some green screen going on. And check out this barrel. So I made this barrel, and I do have a video out there. So I will put at the end of this video, you can click on the videos to see how I made those. And that was from Points of Articulation. It was our recyclable challenge. But there's all the figures together. Looks fantastic. Let me know in the comments. What do you think of the green screen effect? So here it is, the shrunken head apple sculpture. Now this is from 1975, and we had this as a kid. This isn't the one I had as a kid, but we had this, and we made shrunken head out of apples. And that's pretty cool. So this is from 1975, as I said, and what you do is you get an apple, you carve the apple, you get off the skin, and they have like this little template you put over it, and you can make the eyes. And then once you sculpt out the face, you put it over a 40 volt 40-watt bulb in for like 24 hours to dehydrate the apple. The things we had to do back in the day. And then you get these beads and you can put it for teeth. You can put it for eyes. It comes with some hair. You can put hats on it and make your own shrunken head. And yes, I actually made one. I think my son was big into Goosebumps when he was younger. And one of his favorite episodes was a shrunken head. So I got this kit and we made some shrunken heads. And we did some creepy crawler ones too. So I have an actual shrunken head mold for creepy crawlers I think that was from the 70s also. But yeah, so these plastic things go over a lamp, and then you set the apple in there, and just the heat from the bulb would dehydrate this apple. I wonder if you can get a dehydrator and just do it easier and quicker. But there is the sculpt, the apple that I made probably 10 years ago, but it still exists. Look at that thing. And you can see the teeth. Those are beads in the eyes.
Welcome. Please feel right at home. I want to teach you a game called, amusingly enough, Stay Alive. It's quite deadly. To win, you eliminate your opponents like this, or they eliminate you. It's great fun. I'd be happy to teach you how to play, but there's no one left. I'm the sole survivor. Stay Alive from Milton Bradley.
So there's all the figures together. And don't forget, at the end of this video, I'm going to leave a link to a few videos that I made on how I made those barrels from Return of the Living Dead. There's also going to be a Points of Articulation episode, so don't miss that. It was a great episode. But I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, do all that good stuff. Remember, we are all Geek Strong. Take care, everyone.